This review is completely free of spoilers. For those who have already enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine, please refrain from revealing plot details in the comments. I appreciate your patience, and now, without further ado, here's my take on Deadpool and Wolverine, delivered with maximum effort and absolutely no spoilers. Deadpool's third cinematic outing also marks his grand debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. And I must say, it delivers precisely what the trailers have teased. It's somewhat surprising that this alignment is noteworthy, but we've all experienced that post-movie feeling where the trailers seem to promise a different film. Not this time. Deadpool crashes into the MCU, joining forces with Wolverine to thwart an ominous threat. How's that for keeping it cryptic? Moreover, the film is peppered with cameos and nods that are sure to delight fans, fulfilling the trailer's hints and more. At the forefront, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman embody their respective comic book roles of Deadpool and Wolverine with remarkable finesse. Their on-screen chemistry and synergy truly shine, creating a dynamic balance. The classic yin and yang. Wolverine, the brooding and tormented berserker with retractable claws, contrasts sharply with Deadpool, the irreverent and talkative mercenary whose antics are sure to entertain. Anticipation is high for the epic showdowns where Wolverine will unleash his fury. The icing on the cake? Both he and Deadpool can regenerate from any harm, setting the stage for an unparalleled spectacle. It's undeniable. The alliance of these two iconic characters is nothing short of legendary. The way Wolverine is woven into the narrative is ingenious, and rest assured there are no spoilers here. As viewers, we can't help but wonder how they'll honor Hugh Jackman's memorable farewell as Wolverine in Logan without diminishing its impact. Yet Deadpool's hallmark self-awareness shines through. The film acknowledges the context with a wink and a nod, all while preserving the essence of Deadpool's irreverent charm. They playfully explore the character's complexities without losing sight of his tragic history, adding layers to the narrative that resonate deeply. Deadpool films have consistently delivered this blend of heart amidst their trademark mayhem. Raucous humor, over-the-top action, and unapologetic violence. And just when you think you've seen it all, they infuse a dose of genuine emotion that catches you off guard, reminding us that even heroes have their vulnerabilities. Wolverine's narrative is steeped in anguish, a testament to the depth of his character. It's refreshing to see a film that not only understands its protagonists, but also resonates with the audience that cherishes them. Such authenticity is all too scarce in today's entertainment landscape, yet here it stands out. The film is rife with nods and appearances, including one cameo that made me question the strategy of modern trailers. Why reveal so much when the joy of discovery is part of the cinema experience? Consequently, I've chosen to omit any footage that might spoil the surprise for those who prefer to enter the theater unspoiled. A word of caution, while editing this piece, I reviewed the trailers to select clips, and I urge you, avoid the final trailer at all costs. It crosses a line, turning anticipation into overexposure. The novelty of cameos, once a thrilling addition, now risks becoming a crutch for storytelling within the MCU, diluting the freshness we crave. The film's use of cameos is not just for show, it's akin to a heartfelt homage. I appreciate the way these special appearances are integrated, especially in a Deadpool film, where they become fodder for the character's signature banter, adding another layer to the narrative. The action sequences are a thrill ride, with visceral, blood-soaked combat that delivers a gratifying punch. It's evident the filmmakers understand what fans expect from a Deadpool and Wolverine feature, and they deliver in spades. One particular battle, confined within the cramped space of a car, stands out as a highlight. Its intensity and choreography somehow elevate it above the rest. This film feels like a true Deadpool experience within the MCU. Previous Deadpool movies had an underdog vibe, like comic book adaptations that almost didn't see the light of day. The leaked test footage and the subsequent fan uproar ensured its creation. Yet they lacked the lavish budget of MCU blockbusters, which ironically added to their charm. It's reminiscent of the classic console rivalry, Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis, with the latter being the edgy choice of the cool college crowd. A comparison that may reveal more about my era than I intend. In the realm of Deadpool and Wolverine, the scale is undeniably grander, but does it translate to better? The Marvel Cinematic Universe has a knack for demonstrating that more substantial doesn't inherently mean superior. They aim to elevate the grandiose, yet sometimes the intimate stakes of the earlier Deadpool films resonated more profoundly. This latest installment feels like an entity unto itself, encapsulated within the MCU's expansive narrative, yet existing in its own self-contained universe. This approach may leave some fans longing for more integration, but for me, the essence of Deadpool 3 remains intact. Hugh Jackman's return as Wolverine is the cherry on top, fulfilling the film's promise and my expectations. The humor, rife with juvenile antics and a barrage of risque jokes, seems to stem from spontaneous ad-libs. While I'm no prude, after all, welcome to my unfiltered channel, there's a fine line between witty banter and redundant vulgarity. Excessive cursing can come across as a crutch, much like the overuse of like and in everyday speech. At times, the crude comedy in this film veers towards the latter, risking the descent into laziness, despite the other elements it gets right. The Deadpool franchise has always been known for its irreverent humor, and it's been a staple since the beginning. But as time passes, I find myself reflecting on how certain themes can become tiresome if overused. This latest film seems to lean heavily into that familiar territory, perhaps as a nod to Deadpool's self-aware nature. It's as if the film is winking at the audience, especially the younger crowd who might sneak into the theater, reminding them to savor their summer before school resumes in September. The soundtrack, too, is noteworthy. Deadpool films have consistently delivered memorable tunes, and this one is no exception. The music is not just an accompaniment, but an integral part of the experience, enhancing the film's playful tone. Surprisingly, Deadpool also manages to inject some self-deprecating jabs at the MCU, something I hadn't anticipated. I half expected Deadpool to be somewhat restrained, his usual antics muted by an invisible hand guiding the MCU's narrative. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. Overall, Deadpool and Wolverine was a joyride, anchored by the undeniable charisma and chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Their performances alone are a testament to the film's appeal. Is this a sign of the MCU's resurgence? It's hard to say. A single film, good or bad, doesn't define an entire franchise. But for what it's worth, this movie delivered on its promise of being wildly entertaining. A good time that doesn't necessitate a drink to enjoy. So, have you had the chance to watch Deadpool and Wolverine? What are your thoughts? And remember, let's keep the comment section spoiler-free and civil. Share your opinions below, and if you're keen on more content like this, stay tuned for future updates.